All right, good morning, everyone. Today we are talking about leveraging the list, email marketing, and remarketing, going through all of the things related to marketing your business with email. And going to share a ton of tips today with everyone. Let's see, let me get this started. If you do have any questions today, please post those into the chat. I'm going to open up my chat window so I can make sure to pay attention to that. All right, so today we're going to cover why it's important to build a list, how to go about doing so, building that list, what to say once you have some sort of a list, some different tools that we recommend and use, how to leverage that list to get even more leads. A little bit about me. My name is Will Hankey. My business is called Window Treatment Marketing Pros. We are Google partners. I have written a book on Triple Your Window Treatment and Awning Leads. If you do not have a copy of the book, I'd be happy to send you one in the mail. Just ask near the end of the presentation today, and I'll get one in the mail to you. We are a family-owned and veteran-owned business. We did win the SEO top-rated SEO agency in 2021, and we actually just got announcement that we won in 22 as well. So very excited to be a three-time winner of that award. If you do have questions, as I said, put those questions into the chat as we're going through, and I will be happy to answer those to make sure everybody is satisfied with anything that I've covered today. All of the things that we teach are part of what we call our digital dominance method. And today we're focusing specifically on two things. Number two, which is all around local SEO, building your foundation for your business. And then number six, retargeting. We want to make sure we talk a little bit about how to get in front of the people of the list that you have built. So those are the two focuses for today. But overall, there are 12 different steps in order to really start dominating your market for your window treatment or awning company. So why build a list in the first place? Well, in my world of digital marketing, there's an old saying that's been around forever, and that's there's money in the list. Totally makes sense. There is all kinds of value in people that you've already done business with, both in getting more revenue from those people, as well as ways that you can use that list and leverage that to make money from other people that perhaps are similar. Now, the one thing that we do need to make sure we talk about is the fact that email lists do degrade about 25% per year. So that is people changing email addresses, changing jobs, not checking their email anymore, getting a new email or a new internet service provider. A lot of different ways that email lists just degrade as the email addresses become invalid. It could also be just the fact that they're not reading your emails anymore. But there is a lot of untapped potential in having a list and building that list out. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. So how you can build a list, a lot of different ways here. The easiest and the best one is to create what we call a lead magnet. And a lead magnet is just, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It is something that attracts people to your business. And typically you offer something of value in exchange for something of value from a customer. Typically that for them is a phone number or more likely an email address. So creating a lead magnet is something that you are willing to exchange information for their email address, understanding that they consider that valuable and they don't share that with everyone. So whatever you're offering needs to have value in exchange. Here's a screenshot from a company called Sunshine Drapery. And over on the right, we have free design guide. And what we did is we put together around a 4 or 5 page PDF on different products and different sizes, shapes of windows, things of that sort. And it's just like it sounds. Find what best fits your style with our free guide. Sent to your inbox immediately. They fill that out and it shows up in their inbox. This is a great example of a design guide. Sorry, a great example of a lead magnet, especially for someone who maybe isn't in purchase mode just yet, right? They're searching around, looking at a couple different window treatment companies or awning companies, making a decision. This could put this business over the top because now they're trading value for value. So that really does help. A lead magnet is a great way to do it. This is another company where they put together something specifically on how to take pictures, client pictures with your phone. A lot of times there's always confusion around, the pictures look bad. It's hard to get pictures of drapes when there's all this light behind it, so some great tips there. So this person created this great little lead magnet, which when you send the button, of course, it asks, where do you want us to deliver that? And it's a great way to get more people. We also have our own lead magnet called the 13-point local SEO checklist. And same thing, if somebody is interested in this particular thing, we know that they're a potential fit for what we do. So lead magnets are a great way to start to build your list. Now, another way to build your list, obviously, create amazing content. Just create really good content that people want to share that is relevant and related to your industry. That is a great way to start to attract more people that make sense in your industry. Here's an example from Bose. The excitement is ramping up, new products coming soon. So even just something as simple as this could keep people engaged with your business in particular. Obviously, if you'd have some new products or new services, something like that coming out, and then you can share teasers about that upcoming thing. Gated content is another way to go about this. We don't recommend gated content. And gated content means typically there's some sort of an article that people want to read, but they have to pay in order to read that content. Not the best scenario, and a lot of times it will scare people off. It's probably a better idea just to write great content and share it, and have some sort of lead magnet on that piece of content, something like that. So another way, obviously, host a webinar, host a how-to, or a why this is important, or new products that are coming out. Product demonstrations are great. Those are all great ways to host a webinar or a training session, whatever you want to call it, where people have to sign up and in order to attend your webinar. What we've been doing lately is adding a third field here for cell phone. And the reason for that is, so on the form, we would put, give us your cell phone so that you can get text messages about when the webinar is getting ready to go live. But it also gives you an opportunity then to send them other marketing related messages via text. Obviously, you want to be pretty careful with overgoing too many messages via text. People get pretty upset. But every once in a while, something like that, it's a great way to reach out that's different than just email. You could also do giveaways. This is a great example of somebody who's doing a giveaway simply because they hit 100,000 subscribers. The trick with giveaways is you have to be careful about what you're giving away. If you're just giving away, let's say, an iPad, you're going to get people to sign up just because they want to win an iPad, not necessarily interested in your business or anything related to your services or products. So you need to be careful about what giveaway you're offering. Make sure it ties to your business in some way. And then, when you do give away that particular thing, make sure that you do take pictures, document it, and use all that on social media, things of that sort as well. But a great way to build a list. Obviously, coupons. We see this on a lot of websites now. Take 15% off your first purchase. Just put your email in here and we'll send you a coupon. Those do work. They work fairly well. You just have to be a little bit careful about the details of what the coupon covers. So just make sure that you have your disclaimers, things like that in place, that they can't use it more than once. They can't use multiples, that kind of thing. But coupons, again, people love saving money. So that's a great way to do it. As I mentioned earlier, don't forget to advertise the lead magnet you've built. This company, Ad Espresso, has a great little ebook on Instagram ad examples, right? This is a great little thing. You click the download link, this is a Facebook ad. You click the download link and it pops up, says, what's your name, what's your email, and we'll get it right over to you. So excellent way to get in front of more people. Don't forget about your email signature. Put something in there too that prompts people to maybe click back to your lead magnet or something like that. But another great way to keep people engaged and keep people you're getting more people that are raising their hands about your business. As I mentioned earlier, create some videos, the great how-to videos. Doesn't have to be a webinar. It could be on your YouTube channel or something like that. How to install this, how to clean faux wood blinds. The trick with how-tos is you have to be careful that you're going to attract a lot of DIYers and not necessarily people that are going to purchase from you. So you do have to be a little careful with the how-tos, not 100%, because a lot of people are going to be, say, wow, that's a lot of work. I'm just going to hire somebody to do it, right? So there's pros and cons, obviously, to that. But a great way to reach additional people by using a YouTube channel. Obviously, add a sign up button or a subscribe button or something to your social media channels. Dollar Shave Club has just that. They've got a sign up button right there. Great way to get more people, get more eyeballs from people. Obviously, you can change the sign up to be other things as well. It could also be subscribe. It can be learn more. There's a lot of different options when it comes to what this button is on your Facebook page. But definitely want to make sure that you have or set up that button, and then it goes to somewhere that makes sense to get more signups. Another way to do it is to guest blog or write content on other people's websites, submit content to other websites. Typically, when you do that, what they give you is a little byline area. And that is a great way to put in some sort of a lead magnet link that goes back to your page. So Beth's done a great job here. It tells a little bit about who she is, why she wrote the article she wrote. And then, by the way, click here to download her lead magnet. So great job on this one. Obviously, you can host local meetups. This is another derivative, I guess you could say, of the YouTube channel, but actual local meetups where people come and learn more about your particular business. This is a group that I belong to. And one of the things that, as part of being an organizer, is I get to download the member list of all the people that have joined this particular meetup group. So it's a great way to get additional people on your list. And if you're hosting something related to your business, then those people are opting in. They're potential customers of yours as well. Exit intent, another good one. Not used as much as it used to be. A lot of people have the pop-up blockers, things like that, where they don't even see these anymore. But for those that are using them, they still do work in some cases. So basically, as somebody moves their cursor out of the browser window, it pops up a little offer of some site, some way. Typically, this again is your lead magnet as well. We do have a client, Superior Sun Solutions in Phoenix, that does this. When somebody moves away from the page, it pops up and offers them a coupon for $100 off. And we do see conversions from this, from people that looked around, weren't sure, By using this little pop-up, it encouraged them to go ahead and fill out the form. And even if they weren't interested right away, we now have their information, add that to the list, and that list is growing. So QR codes, don't forget about QR codes. They used to not be very popular, but now they're becoming very popular again. Put those on any of your marketing, print marketing, postcards, any kind of direct mail that you do, flyers, anything of that sort. Don't forget to put a QR code that goes to some sort of an opt-in or lead magnet, something of that sort. The one thing that I want to encourage everybody not to do is simply put a link at the bottom of their website that says, click here to sign up for my newsletter. Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's interested. There's no offer. There's no value exchange being portrayed. So just putting that button at the bottom there is probably not going to get you very many, if any, signups for your newsletter. So use some of these other tips to really start to build that list bigger and bigger as time goes on. So before you go to actually say anything to the list that you're building, I wanted to share a couple tips. One thing that's really important with building a list is segmenting that list. So chopping it up into different ways where you can talk to the right person about the right thing. So this is a screenshot from our lead Boomerang system, where all of these leads are getting added to this particular client's contact list. And then over on the right, you can see that we are also tagging those people in different ways, how they found us, what system they used, did they confirm an appointment, did they set up an in-home consultation, did they purchase, all these different things that they could have potentially did. We tag them as such so that we can talk to them a little bit better in the future. So some different ways that you could segment people. How they found you is a great one that helps you with your overall marketing budget. You can go back and look and see how many people from our chat actually also have the tag of appointment confirmed or something like that, right? And you can start to see which of the different ways that you're advertising your business, which ones of those are actually kind of working for you. What they did or what they bought. They set an appointment, they confirmed the appointment, they were a no-show. Also, what products did they purchase? What rooms did we do? All of these are different ways that you could segment people. So let's say you have a list of people that you did work for them in their living room, and you have a great deal on kitchen shades or something, right? That would be a great example. Segment all the people that have purchased from you in the living room, send them a message that basically says, hey, we did such a great job in your living room. We wanted to let you know about this opportunity to do your kitchen as well. So it lets you speak very much more specifically to a specific group of people. Obviously, you can segment by who they are. And you do have to be a little careful here because people get a little creeped out in some of these cases, but good information to keep about clients or customers that you've had in the past, and segment them out in that way. When you send them an email, you might not want to be so direct. We know that you make over $150,000 a year and thought you'd be interested in this product. Probably not a great way to go about it, right? But if you're segmenting out people by income and you have a high-end product or maybe an offering that includes an entire room or house, you might want to only send that to the higher income people, and you can segment those people out that way. So you can use your list obviously in different ways as well. And this should be very important to understand that not everybody in your list is in the same area of your sales funnel, right? Some have never heard from you or heard of you. Others maybe raised their hand. Maybe they bought from you. Maybe they didn't. They could be a hot lead where they've actually raised their hand, set an appointment, and you need to be communicating with them. at that point, you might not want to be communicating with them in certain ways as well. And then, of course, the nurture list is your big list where you're just sending out, like a monthly newsletter, those kind of things, just kind of nurturing those leads, staying top of mind kind of thing, also known as touching. Most business owners simply focus on the nurture list. I just want to grow my newsletter list bigger, and I just want to blast them out something once a month. Not necessarily the best idea, because by segmenting people, you're able to keep them longer because you're talking about something that is more specific to maybe something they did or something about them, right? They're going to have a better experience. They're going to stay around longer. They're not going to unsubscribe as much. So definitely worth the time to start to segment out your people as they sign up. All right, let's talk about a couple different email marketing platforms. Some of the mainstream ones include Constant Contact and MailChimp. These are probably the two biggest well-known email marketing platforms. There are a couple that are industry specific for window treatments and awnings. Lead Boomerang, which I've talked about in the past, and that is a tool that we use for all of our clients. Also, Pinpoint Promotions. They have a great system where they send out emails for clients specifically related to window treatment and awning industry. So a couple different options there that you want to know about. So now we've got our list segmented. We've got a list. We've segmented it out. What do we want to say to these people? I've kind of already alluded to some of this with the segmenting. What do I do next? Well, obviously, one of the easiest things you can do is just like a monthly newsletter and use blogs that you've put up on your site. This is something that we do for our clients. Every month, they get a simple newsletter that has a picture and then typically a teaser about the beginning of the article, along with a learn more button, which gets them over back to the website, which helps with brand exposure, top of mind, again, that kind of stuff as well. So definitely have a couple different blogs. If you've published more than one in the last 30 days, obviously link to each of those because they're going to resonate differently with different types of buyers. Understanding custom window shades benefits, maybe that doesn't interest me, but how to keep custom shutters good as new, that one might interest me. So I would click read more to read that particular article. Latest blogs are a great way to do it. New job openings. Job openings are definitely great. Everybody knows somebody right now who's probably looking for a job. There are a lot of jobs out there available that people are hiring for. So a great way to reach out, and maybe it's not your customers that are going to start working for you, but maybe they know somebody, or they have teenagers, or they have relatives or something like that they know is looking for something. So that is a great way to build some content for a newsletter. Obviously, a new product launch. If you have some new products or some new service offerings, definitely tease that a little bit and then send out some information about it. This would be a great opportunity to also make a demo video that shows a little bit about the product. You could even embed that video into the newsletter itself, or send people over to a YouTube channel to show them more about that particular product. So a lot of different ways you could go about doing the new product launch or new service offering. Deals and promotions. Hunter Douglas does this, I think, 3 or 4 times a year, right? They've pretty much always got the same sales, but they swap them out. But people need to know about this. Obviously, Hunter Douglas has great brand recognition. So telling people about the upcoming rebates, things like that, are a great way to stay in front of them and also reach out to them. Industry news is good. Just be careful with industry news because not everybody cares that this company bought out this company, or this company has a new CEO. Some of that consumers just don't care. So you have to be really careful about that. But if there was news maybe around choking and cords and stuff, and how all the companies are getting rid of all that, or something around new motorization opportunities. Those kind of things might be really cool to share with your audience. Before and after pictures, these are super impactful. This is a really good one, before and after by Made in the Shade. But it looks great. It's shot from the same angle, same lighting, things like that. But you can definitely see a difference before and after, and people just love these kind of pictures. So anything that you can do around that typically will get you some decent click-throughs, a lot of eyeballs on it. Obviously, behind the scenes, again, this could also translate to video and interviewing some of the people in the workroom, things like that. Any kind of things behind the scenes, projects that you're working on, maybe some custom projects that you're doing, might be really cool to kind of highlight. But these are great ways to figure out content for an email marketing campaign. FAQs. This is another good one. Instead of building like a list of FAQs and answering them all, take them on one at a time. Here's a question we get pretty often. Do I need XYZ in order to get roller shades? I don't know, something like that. And then go through, answer the question, show about the roller shades, show them what they do, and then answer the question as part of that FAQ. Again, you could do it as a video as well, or you could just do it as a blog post and then send that information out. People are thinking about these things. And here's the thing. If you hear a question 4 or 5 or 10 times when customers are calling, there's probably hundreds of people that are also thinking that same thing and looking that up online. So why not be the one that creates that piece of content, answers that question, and becomes the subject matter expert in the minds of potential consumers? Obviously, upcoming opportunities. If you are doing a webinar, or if you are attending a conference or something, or there is some sort of local event that maybe you are sponsoring, something like that. A lot of different ways to go about this and use it as promotion for your business, but again, stay top of mind in the consumer's mind. Couple tips for sending. Don't overwhelm your audience. So don't send too many different things in a newsletter where they don't know what to focus on. Make it just about a couple things, and they should all be fairly similar to each other. Make sure you're not always selling. In fact, rarely should you really be selling something. Now, obviously, if you're promoting the new Hunter Douglas rebates, you're kind of selling, right? So that's okay. But in most cases, consider creating email marketing content that simply adds value to the recipient. That is going to go a lot further in their mind than you trying to sell them something. As I mentioned earlier, segmenting your list is really going to help. It's going to get you a warmer list. They're gonna read more. They're gonna be a little bit more engaged. And lastly, always have an unsubscribe button on your email blasts, and understand it's not a bad thing. It is definitely not a bad thing. If somebody is unsubscribing from your newsletter, that means they're not a buyer. They're not interested in purchasing anything from you. And from an email standpoint of sending emails out, the more emails that are opened, the more likely you're going to get positive deliverability of emails. So there's no sense in sending emails to people that don't want them and are just going to delete them anyway. Better to send to a list of people that are warm and interested in what you have to say. All right, before I go any further, I'm going to check the chat and see if there's any questions. If you do have any questions, put them into the chat. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything or going too fast over something. So, all right, I don't see anything in there, but I'll keep an eye on it. If you have any questions, just put them in there. So let's talk about when you should send something to your audience. So this is important as well. As I mentioned earlier, I think at least once a month is probably smart. We call that a touch. or a touch point. At least once a month, you should be sending something out to your list. That's a pretty good start. One thing that's really cool is a lot of email systems will let you resend the same email 2 weeks later to all of the people that never opened the first one. So they never opened it, they never saw it, or they deleted it or something like that. You can resend just to those that did not open that first round again. This is a great way to get additional eyeballs on content that you've already created instead of just sending it once and done. When it comes to cadence or when the best times to send are, according to a recent survey, Wednesday and Saturday is the best time or the best days to be sending out some sort of an email newsletter to clients. You can see the other days are pretty full. And then Sunday, typically people are just not checking business related emails anyway. As far as great times to send, obviously some of these make sense. 9 to 10, 10 to 11 in the morning, right after lunch or right during lunch. You can see how low the opportunity or how many times people are getting emails in those areas. And then between 4 and 5, so near the end of a work day, another great time to be sending emails out to potential customers. All right, so let's talk a little bit about automating some of the things that we're talking about today. Again, we use a tool called Lead Boomerang, and there are some really cool things you can do with this system. Every time that somebody signs up, gets a lead magnet from you or sets an appointment or anything like that, we build a little automation that welcomes them or that gets them into this automation. They're tagged as being part of the nurture sequence. We wait 2 minutes, we send them an email. We're excited that you're here. Wait a day, we send them another email. What's holding you back? We send them another email. Hey, you should join our Facebook group. And this is a text message that goes out. So some really cool ways that you can kind of automate reaching out to people who have raised their hands. A couple tips: if the customer currently has an order or they've set an appointment or something like that, you probably should remove them from your nurture list because you don't want them to have an appointment and 3 days later send them something that is a little bit more, salesy or something like that when they've already signed up. So definitely don't want to do that. You want to remove them from that list temporarily until the install's done. Then maybe you put them back on right after 2 months or something like that. Also create an introduction series for new or warmer leads. So if somebody downloads your lead magnet, for example, you might want to create an introduction series around that is maybe 5 emails over the course of 2 or 3 weeks and just introduces them to things related to the lead magnet that they downloaded. And after that time, if they haven't set an appointment or anything like that, you just add them to your nurture list at that time. Important to match your social media to anything that you're promoting on your newsletter so that the same information is going out across the board. So as people are watching your brand on different platforms, no matter what, they're going to see the same kind of messaging. Very important to make sure that you're doing that as well. So let's talk a little bit about something called database reactivation. A lot of times clients will come to us and they say, hey, we've got this big list of customers that we've done work for over the last 8 years, but we've never really sent them anything. This is a great opportunity for a database reactivation. So put that list up into something like Lead Boomerang and then come up with a strategy to reach out to them, because it's very possible that, especially if they're past customers, that they could also be future customers of yours, and they're a lot easier to acquire versus somebody that's a more of a cold audience or not familiar with your brand already. One way you can do this is with a giveaway. This is an easy way to get into their inbox without just starting out, hey, here we are, and we're trying to sell you something after not talking to you for 8 years. But a giveaway is a great way to do that. Again, be careful with what it is that you actually give away, because if you're giving away tickets to the baseball game, you're going to get people that just want tickets to the baseball game and don't necessarily care about your brand or your business. So just be careful with what it is that you're giving away. One thing that I've seen some clients do is they will do a giveaway for anybody who leaves a Google review. So, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. We're a small business. We're trying to grow our business. We know that we installed some draperies for you a while back in your living room, depending on your segmenting. But, we did some work for you in the past, and we never got to ask you for a review. We'd love you if you'd be able to go leave us a review. And by the way, we are doing a giveaway on our site. The trick here is you cannot incentivize people to leave a review in exchange for incentivizing. You can't say, hey, leave us a review and we'll give you a $25 Applebee's card or something like that. That's against Google's terms of service. There is a little bit of a loophole where you could say, leave us a positive review and you'll be entered to win some sort of a giveaway. So it's not really a direct incentivization that way. But it is a great way to boost up those reviews, which generate more leads for you down the road anyway. Obviously, you could just send them a coupon. It's another way to do it. Just send them a coupon in the email. Say, hey, we haven't talked in a while. We know we did some work for you. If you're thinking of doing another room or moving to a bigger house, here's 10% off your install, or something like that might work really well for people. One reminder, as I mentioned earlier, remember an old list that you're going to upload into one of these platforms. It could be that 25 to 50% of those emails are invalid. So don't think that if you're going to upload a list of 1,000 customers over the last 10 years, that you're going to be reaching out to 1,000 people. It's more likely 500-600 of them will still be valid emails. So just be aware of that when you're sending those out, so that you're not over anticipating the return. So also want to mention email Boomerang. This is a really cool tool that we offer to our clients to get more leads. So a lot of our clients are doing things like search engine optimization and local Facebook ads, right? All these different things to get clients to their website. So in a lot of cases, people come to the website, they click through, they look at the website, and then they click the back button and off they go, and you have no idea who they are. Well, our email Boomerang system does something really cool. It reverse engineers who that visitor is, finds their email address, and then emails them some sort of a thank you for visiting our website. As an example, here is one of our clients. He currently has 16,000 people on his email list. And just if I look at the tag people that are segmented from last month, June 1 through 30, 602 additional contact records that would have just hit the back button and gone elsewhere had we not had this email Boomerang tool in place. So the trick with something like email Boomerang is you have to have some sort of wait period. So as soon as the tag is added or that person is segmented and we found out who that person was, we found their email address, we tend to put a wait status in here of around 10 minutes. And then we send them an email, and I'll show you the email in a minute. The reason we do that 10-minute delay is because it's way too creepy to go to some website and then all of a sudden you get an email from that website saying, hey, we see you're on our website. Let us know if you need any help, right? That would freak people out. But wait 10 minutes, then send them an email that's something along the lines of, hey, thanks for visiting. If you want to learn a little bit more about us, here's who we are. Again, no sales pitch, anything like that. but these work really well. And as you see in this example, 602 additional emails were added to their contact list in June of this year. So pretty impressive. And obviously, if just a couple of these turn into clients, they were already on your site, they were already looking at your products. It makes sense that they're a good fit for your business. So adding those people to a nurture list only makes sense. Again, monthly newsletter. This is a great way to get in front of people, make sure that you're promoting whatever it happens to be, and staying in front of them. One other tip, use a call tracking number. So on any of Sunshine's, in this example, Sunshine's emails that they send out, there's a specific phone number on the newsletter that rings right to their regular line, just forwards to their line. But we know that that phone number doesn't exist anywhere else online. The only place that phone number exists is in the newsletter, so that when somebody calls that number, we know that lead was because we sent out a newsletter. So definitely use call tracking, and that's not the only way to use call tracking. Our clients use call tracking a lot of different ways, but using it in a newsletter is a great way to justify the fact that you're spending all this time creating a newsletter to send out to people. All right, last thing is retargeting or remarketing. This is a great way to leverage to get more leads from work that you're already doing in other places. So the way retargeting works is somebody visits your site, they leave your website, then they see your ad on other websites. Now, Amazon is really good at this, right? You look at some shoes, and then for the next 2 weeks, those shoes follow you around on Facebook and other platforms. This is retargeting in action. There's no reason that you as a business owner can't do the same thing. One of the ways that you can do this is with something called custom audiences. Facebook has some great ways to build audiences, and this is one way. Obviously, people that visited your website is one. Also, people who downloaded your lead magnet, you could add those people to a retargeting campaign as well. So lots of different ways to do this. Another great way to do this is lookalike audiences. And we were just talking about this on our private Facebook group about having an audience and uploading that audience to Facebook or Google. And what these platforms can do is they can look at the demographics and the psychographics of the people that have bought from you, and they can match those up to other people who are similar but have not purchased from you. And then you can show ads to those lookalike people as well. So this is just a fantastic tool, an easy way to get in front of people that you already know are similar to clients that you've already done business with in the past. You can always update that list, upload that list to Facebook, Google as well, and then they will make what they call a lookalike audience of those potential people. When you do retarget somebody, make sure that you retarget them back to the page of the product they were looking at. So if they spent a minute and a half on your roller shades page or your awning page, then when you show ads to them, your ads should be specific to the page that they were looking at before, right? If they were looking at the roller shades page, you don't want to start showing them ads about window blinds, right? It makes more sense to show them an ad about the thing that they were just looking at. And there are ways, again, to do that with segmenting and tagging inside of these different platforms. I'm a huge fan of retargeting. It's cheap, doesn't cost a lot, and the return on it can be very high. And these people are already on your site for some reason, and they're already familiar with your brand. They're somewhat warm. They're not cold audience, so they're a little bit, we'll call them lukewarm audience. So getting back in front of them can only encourage that process to move through further to the point where they raise their hand, they get into your sales funnel, that kind of stuff. All right, as I mentioned, this is only one piece of the overall digital dominance method that we build out for all of our clients. If you do have any questions, please put those into the chat. I want to make sure I get everybody's questions answered. Also, I did mention social media. There is some tie to social media with email marketing, things of that sort. But if you do have any questions, put those into the chat or go ahead and just unmute and ask your question. I'm happy to answer those right now. Does anybody have any questions, or what questions do you have? Wow. Okay. All right. No questions coming in. That's fantastic. I do appreciate your time today. If you are not a client of ours and interested in learning more about what we offer, let's chat. WTMarketingPros.com/strategy. There's a QR code if you prefer that. I'd love to have an opportunity just to speak with you about what your business is doing, what you're trying to accomplish, and see if we have a plan that can help you get there. I'll also mention my book. If you don't have a copy of my book, Triple Your Window Treatment and Awning Leads, you can get one at WTMarketingPros.com/book. Just fill out the address information there, and I'll drop one in the mail to you today. Or tomorrow, depending on when the mail shows up. But would be happy to share those as well. I do not see any other questions, so I do thank you for your time and hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy, everyone. Thank you.